Who is this man? Does anyone know about Klaus Schwab? Well, all the people here, we've got about 20 of us out today, protesting, giving out information about basically the New World Order, the Great Reset, and how these globalists never want us to go back to the old normal. They want to instill a new normal, which is everything in their favour, and we will own nothing and be happy, as this man Klaus Schwab says. So who is he? He's somebody who was kind of nurtured by Henry Kissinger, and then he went on to start this organisation called the World Economic Forum back in the 1970s, and none of us had really heard of it until much more recently, when it became the first of these globalist organisations to come out of the shadows and actually really promote itself, give itself lots of PR. They started having these annual conferences in Davos, and all the great and good would be there. Tony Blair, Bono, leading politicians and film stars and so on. So anyone who wanted to be seen as progressive and a voice of change, or about saving the planet, this is one of the big obsessions with the World Economic Forum, is the contrived climate change crisis. But the World Economic Forum really came into its own with COVID. And, well, wasn't it amazing that Klaus Schwab, about 3 months into the COVID lockdown, already had a book about COVID. He already had a book about how we can recover from this pandemic. So all very much anticipated by Klaus Schwab, just like Tony Fauci said back in 2017, there was going to be a surprise viral outbreak. Klaus Schwab is very much at the heart of this. And people need to know more about the World Economic Forum. They don't want you to know much. Sure, they publicise themselves, but they don't want you to know the detail. And the devil is always in the detail. Meanwhile, our local MPs like Hugh Merriman here in Bexhill, if you write to him about the World Economic Forum and their inappropriate, undue, excessive influence on our government and our democracy, the likes of Hugh Merriman will say, I don't know anything about this organisation. Well, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. And the current Tory hustings, the debate, the contest between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss to become the next Tory leader and therefore become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, both of them are puppets of the World Economic Forum. Now, the World Economic Forum is unelected, right? It's not even like the United Nations, which at least governments will openly, sign up to. This is all done kind of, not quite secretively, but it's done in a kind of way that the likes of Hugh Merriman or even Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak will say, oh, they're just an organisation that's interested in positive change for the world, that's interested in dealing with climate change, that's interested in how we move on from COVID. No, it is much, much more than that. And Klaus Schwab isn't hiding what he really wants. You just need to look at his book, The Great Reset, and I would say to people, get out there, don't just follow what the mainstream media tell you, don't just rely on Google, use the internet, do your own search and find out what the World Economic Forum is really about and just how much it's infiltrated our democracy, our government, and just how much it's going to end up taking our rights and freedoms away. So we need to be awake, we need to be alert. People need to know what this organisation and this man, Klaus Schwab, are really about.